Yo, I know what you're here for. Let's get to that sports talk, baby. A new look, new sports talk show. This your brother Vance right here. Great man, great dude. Worried about the sports fanatic. You got any questions, any stats, any baseball stats? This is the man to go to right here. And this your brother Dino with the excitement. First off, we're going to start off with some free agency, some big names, baby, some big names. So let's go ahead and start it off. We got Dereck Henry to the Ravens. What do you think about this? Vance, I'm going to let you start it off with this one.
2-year, $20 million. In my opinion, a little underpaid, to be honest. For me, a little underpaid, but, I mean, it's Dereck Henry. Now, I will say Baltimore is even more scary with that defense. You don't have to rely on Lamar's legs as much now. You can give the ball to Dereck Henry. Baltimore is getting scarier. That's bad for the league.
It's getting scary, but Baltimore been scary. That's the thing. Baltimore been scary, and by you adding Dereck Henry, hopefully this can get you over the hump. This is your identity. Yeah. Hopefully you going back to your identity. And Lamar Jackson, the biggest thing about that is he can get off his feet a little more. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to lead. He don't have to lead the team in rushing yards every single game. Dereck Henry, he's type of that workhorse, so he can get to his passes right. You know what I'm saying?
He has a power back now, so that's what's good for him.
Yeah, you're getting a power back. You're getting a workhorse, so Lamar Jackson doesn't have to work as hard. You move on from Gus the Bus. You bring in Henry, up to $20 million. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot for Henry, but you're getting a great player. You're getting a great player out of Henry. And Lamar Jackson, you kind of some bad throws in that AFC championship. I mean, the AFC championship game against the Chiefs. Could have pulled that one off if you ran the ball more and you got Dereck Henry in the fourth quarter. It's getting cold outside. That's a guy you need, Vance. I mean, that's a guy you need.
I agree.
And for $20 million, you got to do something. You know what I'm saying? You have to run the ball. You got to run the ball. You know what I'm saying? Demon time in Baltimore. It's big demon time in Baltimore. So Titans, they get Tony Pollard. Decent. That's a decent signing. We got a lot of signings today. A lot of good signings today. What is your best signing of the day? Where's your best signing of throughout free agency? What's your best signing?
Honestly, I'll give you a good one, and I'll give you an underrated one. I think the underrated signing is not Joe Mixon. Underrated Jordan Poyer to the Miami Dolphins. Because
that is an underrated signing.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's underrated. Because historically, Josh Allen has torched the Miami defense, especially the secondary. Now you get his former teammate that can help you figure out how to beat him.
Exactly.
Not to say they will, but they'll try to.
Exactly. And
for me, the best signing, honestly, Saquon Barkley to the Eagles, because you and I talked about this on the you and I talked about this on the phone.
Got that one somewhere.
You talked about this on the phone.
$37 million is a lot though for Saquon, who's been injured.
Yes, it's more so for me. This is less of good for Philly, more of what the hell are the Giants doing? Everyone and their mom knows Saquon is the guy that made this team go, not Daniel Jones. So I don't know what they're doing.
I don't understand what the Giants are doing. You signed Drew Lock. I seen they signed Drew Lock. Kind of looking like they're sticking with Daniel Jones in this situation. They might could get a draft pick and a quarterback in the late first round. Hopefully they bring in somebody. But you adding Drew Lock doesn't seem like you're bringing in anybody. It just seems like you're sticking with Daniel Jones for another time. And Saquon Ben already took. The reason why y'all won that playoff game and the reason why y'all got into the playoff is because the running game was so good with Saquon and Daniel Jones and them going back with the option going on. You know what I'm saying? Without Saquon, you don't get into that playoff game. They showed it last year.
Okay, now I think even just happened. We were just talking about Bobby Wagner. I want you to touch on that. What do you think about that signing for your team?
Big A. You know, Washington, we on the move. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people hating and doubting on Washington.
Cap space.
Coming, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doubting on why don't nobody want to come to DC. Don't nobody want to come to DC. Like I said, give my new ownership a chance. Yeah, y'all just looking at the past. A lot of people look at the past and what the Washington is going on, but let's look at the future. And the future is bright, baby. Bobby Wagner's a good signing. Yeah. We need a linebacker. He's not what he was with the Legion of Boom, of course, but he's still a decent linebacker. We get Frankie Louvu from the Panthers. He's a good addition to the defense. Hopefully we re-sign Cameron Curl. I don't know what's going on with those contract talks, but if we re-sign Cameron Curl, I'm good right there. That's me. I'm good right there.
I think for your team, Austin Eckler's a good signing. But as well,
Austin Eckler's the dog, touchdown machine.
This also goes to show with the Commanders that you're not. And I think you told me this yesterday. You guys have the most free cap in the NFL, so you should be making big moves, and you are.
Exactly. And I was expecting this out of my GM, new GM coming in. We got $100 million of cap space, the top in the league. So why are we not making moves? And we've had problems in the red zone. Austin Eckler doesn't have any type of problems again in the end zone when we get in the red zone. So that addition right there is amazing. Still don't know what we're going to do at quarterback. We bring in Marcus Mariota as the backup, so it looks like he's going to be backing up a runner. We have to be getting a type of running quarterback. If you get a backup like Marcus Mariota, that's the only way you do that signing. Is it Jaden Daniels? Is it Caleb Williams? Is it Justin Fields? Is it Drake May? Who knows? There's a lot of great. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my top three quarterbacks I want is Caleb, Daniels, or Fields. That's my top three. If we get May, who knows what he pans out to be? I don't think we take May, but
he might be really good.
Yeah, the thing about quarterbacks is you just got to get lucky one time. You know what I'm saying? It's a game of jackpot. It's a jackpot. You know what I'm saying? You put your hand, it's all mixed up, and you grab it. Hopefully you get the best one. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is with quarterbacks in the draft.
So now I don't want to spread rumors here. That's the last thing we want to do. But I also want to talk about something that I had read. It was actually trending on Twitter, now X for a bit yesterday, was Justin Jefferson to the Cincinnati Bengals. I know we discussed this a little bit over the phone. Do we think this is going to be happen? Do we think it's going to happen? Do we think it's going to come to fruition? What do we think?
I seen the rumor. I don't think it happens. You just don't move on a type of caliber wide receiver like Justin Jefferson. You just don't do something like that. I mean, it's not like the value of running backs. Wide receivers are definitely high value more than running backs in this day and age. So it's not like Justin Jefferson. He's had injury, but other than that, if he's healthy, this man's sensational. The best wide receiver in the league to me. And you can't get rid of that. You just can't, even though he's going to cost you a lot of money. But great players are going to cost you a lot of money. It's just point blank. Look at what Brian Burns just got going to New York.
Carolina.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, from Carolina going to New York. That man is just secured like $150 million. Great players get great money, pay the great money. Justin Jefferson is worth $40 million.
5-year, 150.
5-year, 150. And Justin Jefferson, he deserves $40 million a year. I just think, and look at the contracts. Look at the contracts we were talking off air about. $92 million for Calvin Ridley, $50 million guaranteed. That's a great player. Gabe Davis just got some money to team. What team did he just go to? I think
Jags.
Jags.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's some good money going out there for wide receivers, and Justin Jefferson is going to demand that bag. And if he ain't gonna give the bag, if he ain't gonna get the bag from the Vikings, somebody will give him that bag.
Now,
I bet you that, Vance.
This is I agree with you 100%. Here's my reasoning: the Vikings just lost their quarterback to Atlanta. I know you don't tolerate any Kirk slander, so I don't either. I think Kirk's a good quarterback. You respect the heck out of Kirk and he's a good quarterback. He is.
Yep. Let's talk about it.
So Sam Darnold, but here's the thing with Jefferson though. Sam Darnold, I don't know what to think about it. He was a good backup for my team last year. Now, for me and me alone, I don't know where to stand on Justin Jefferson for this reason. Would you want to stay with the Vikings knowing the uncertainty of the quarterback position, or go to Cincinnati where they have a Super Bowl roster, have been to a Super Bowl, and you get your old LSU teammates? For me, it's an easy decision, but like you said, the Vikings, if they're smart, will and should pay him. But Cincinnati it's not a bad spot to land. It really isn't.
And another thing is yeah, you can offer him the money, but does he really want to be back with that team? Sam Darnold, I can't say he's a bad quarterback, but the last time we seen him with the awful New York Jets when he was with them didn't look very great. But sitting back behind a play caller like Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, great quarterback, mentor to him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have his years sitting and watching the football field and seeing how he can feel with the football field. So Sam Darnold can become a great quarterback in this league. We'll see what he's going to do with the Minnesota Vikings. Who knows? Minnesota Vikings, who knows if Sam Darnold is their quarterback? Who knows if they go and get a quarterback?
I think you and me think they're both going to draft a quarterback.
Man. Kirk is a big loss for them. I think Kirk is a big loss.
I agree, 100%. I think because you and I, we like Kirk Cousins more than most people. Kirk Cousins, I'm not going to beat around the bush here. I'm going to be brutally honest. He's not a bad quarterback. He's not.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but honestly, $400 million over the course of his career is a lot of money. To say you have won one playoff game and you've made over $400 million, say that Lamar Jackson tore his Achilles. Will he be getting the same amount of bag? Will he be getting this? I think Lamar Jackson gets the slander of, oh, he's injured, and I don't know if we want to give him because 2 years ago, everybody was trying to move on from Lamar Jackson, even though he got injured for a little. It wasn't even that serious of a devastation. Coming off an Achilles injury and getting $100 million is $180 million, but $100 million fully guaranteed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy, and $400 million over the course of a career for one playoff game. But look at the team he has. They just bring in just signed Mooney.
John Robinson.
They just got Mooney from the Bears. He's a great player. Bijan.
Drake London, Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
That's a team. That
great team.
That division though is kind of wonky because Baker Mayfield got his bag too. But as much as
they can easily win that division.
I like Baker. I do. You know I do. But I'm going to pick Atlanta. The logical answer here is Atlanta.
It is.
Now, let me ask you a question. Before we go on with Kirk Cousins, where do you stand on the Kirk Cousins? Do you think Kirk was overpaid?
I think Kirk has made a lot of money. He hasn't had any results. Plugging in this light, my fault. It's kind of a little dark in here. I think Kirk Cousins.
He's underachieved.
I think he's underachieved for the amount of money he's gotten. And you see Patrick Mahomes taking a pay cut, trying to get that three-peat. I know you've seen that news. He's taking a pay cut. To say you've made $400 million for one playoff win and you lose to the Giants in a playoff game to where we thought y'all were really good, it's kind of crazy. But Kirk Cousins is a great quarterback. The Falcons are desperate. Not going to lie. If I'm in the Falcons situation, I would do the same thing. I need to find my secured quarterback who has done something in this league at least and is a good passer at the quarterback position. Because Desmond Ridder hasn't been good. Y'all trying to go back and forth with Taylor Heineke. Arthur don't even know his name. Yeah, he's done. He got removed. He did a terrible job, and he did a terrible job with that. Taylor Heineke. If you got Taylor Heineke coming in for your team, and I've had experience with Taylor Heineke, he's
not horrible, but he's not. He's a good
backup, but you're not going to win nothing. You're not going to win nothing. So if you're fluctuating from Desmond to Heineke, not a good job. Get your quarterback. The Falcons get their quarterback. Vikings take a huge L, losing their quarterback, picking up Sam Darnold. Upside. We got upside, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do Sam Darnold like he's a bad quarterback, but there's upside. I'll give him that. Cowboys have not signed a new player from free agency. What do you think about this, Vance? What do you think about this?
I think they can't afford to with the money they're going to have to pay Dak Prescott. As much as Dak is mediocre and as much as I rip on him and as much as as much as you and I both clown the Cowboys because they're in your division and I don't like them because I'm a 49er fan, as much as we clown them, as much as we rip on them, they can't make a lot of moves for the simple fact that the money they have to pay Dak, you can't spend money anywhere else. And
you're paying Dak Prescott $660 million. I mean,
$60 million.
That's crazy to say you lose in the first round to Green Bay Packers. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, Jerry Jones, he does this to himself. You can't go and record. You can't be on video saying we're going all in 2024 and you don't sign a single player. You could at least bring back Tony Pollard.
You got rid of people. You got rid of Tony Pollard.
Yeah, like that's the crazy part. You don't go and say, hey, we're going all in, but
and then get rid of people.
You get Tony Pollard's gone. I think we got a lineman from them, forget his name, Pro Bowl center. And then they lose I think it's a DN, forget his name, but they losing players and not gaining any. Jerry Jones, he put on this persona that we're going all in 2024. So he done it to himself. So anything that's coming out on Jerry Jones right now is coming out on the Cowboys. It's Jerry Jones' fault. It's just his fault because he does this to himself, going up against social media and saying we're going all in when you're not going all in. You re-signed a long snapper.
So here's my thing. This is my thing with the Cowboys, and I know you know where I'm going to go with this. People were saying you shouldn't have got rid of Tony Pollard. There's a certain sports pundit. I'm not going to use his name, but he was like, "Good riddance to you, Tony Pollard. You weren't that big. You didn't make that big of an impact after your knee injury." But this is the same sports pundit who said that last year Tony Pollard was a little better than Christian McCaffrey, but saying he won't miss him, and they're all clowning him like, you said this guy's not – you're saying he's not good now, but before the season, you said – during the season, you said he's better than the offensive player of the year. That's not how this works.
The thing is, if you're going to get rid of Tony Pollard, you got to at least get Dereck Henry or one of these running backs. Josh, we had Austin Eckler available, Josh Jacobs. I heard they tried to make a play at Zach Moss. He went to the Bengals, but $8 million was too much for them. Yeah, like Singletary. Every running back that has been great on teams through the league has been released, and you didn't sign any of them.
The guy that beat you, Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. Thank you, Aaron Jones. You could have got Aaron Jones. So who are you going to start? Deuce Vaughn?
Deuce Vaughn.
Who are you know what I'm saying? Like, so the thing is, you built this thing up to say we're going all in. Say it again.
There's another one.
Exactly.
Another one.
Exactly. You got all this going on talking about you all in, and you don't look all in to me. Dak Prescott is going all in on your bag. $60 million this year, and who knows if he gets how he plays and gets an extension. But by them not extending him and trying to open up some cap room just tells me that they're going to move on from Dak Prescott soon. What do you think? You think move on from Dak Prescott soon?
They can't afford to. They should. They can't afford to.
Yeah. Right now they can't, but in the next couple years, I think, because it was reported he was going to get an extension this year, but he didn't get the extension.
I think minimum 3. They have to be with him minimum 3 years because they can't afford to move on from him. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone is telling me how good Trey Lance is going to be for that team. Trey Lance wasn't here with a good coach, with a quarterback guru named Kyle Shanahan. He wasn't good with Kyle Shanahan. A quarterback guru, you could say. But he's going to be good with Mike McCarthy? Yeah, I don't know. No.
Who knows, man? I think they do got.
I have no problem. I have no problem with Trey Lance. You know that. I have no problem with this kid. My main problem is the fact that you're stuck with Dak Prescott. Do I think Dak can win a Super Bowl? No. Do I think Dak is a good quarterback? You'd be stupid to say he's not. But there's
they got
stuck with him.
Yeah, I mean, unless you pull off something great in the draft, which I don't think you do pull off a miracle in the draft because I don't know what you're drafting late because you made the playoffs. You had 11 winning record season.
11.
You won 11 games. You don't pick high, and you didn't sign anybody in the free agency, which is crazy because you're supposed to be them boys. This is Dallas. Your team is worth $9.2 billion. That means every player wants to come and join you and stuff like that. I just think the persona you're given and the thing you have not been doing anything. You haven't done anything.
Here's my main thing. Every team now, because one team does it, this is my pet peeve of sports, and you know this, is the 49ers found their guy with the last pick in the draft. We got lucky, right? We found our guy.
Exactly.
Every team is going to think they can do that. There's only one Tom Brady. There's only one Josh Allen. There's only one Patrick Mahomes. Only one Brock Purdy. There's only one of these guys for a reason. So if Dallas thinks they can go out and draft a kid in like the 4th round and he'll be Brock Purdy, he might, but he's probably not going to be.
Like I said, I don't want to forget Trey Lance on the bench. Maybe they got some type of situation where Trey Lance might eventually play. Who knows? I think that might be their go-to. But you've lost a lot of players. You lost Dan Quinn. That's a great coach that you lost right there, and a defensive coordinator to my team. You know what I'm saying? I take my smiles. I like Dan Quinn. I like Cliff Kingsbury. I like what my team is doing in the free agency.
Get it, honestly.
Yeah. So we getting at these Cowboys this next season, and the downfall of them is this man right here. We talking about him right here.
Now,
Jerry Jones,
I want to ask you
bro.
a question because this is
the downfall right here.
I want to ask you a question because this is your division. Would I be shocked if you get the quarterback right? Assuming you get the quarterback right, would I be shocked?
The thing, before I cut you off, you say what you're about to say.
Yeah.
I think we get the good quarterback because with Cliff Kingsbury in your locker room, he's had a great quarterback everywhere he's went. Let's think about it. Caleb, Johnny Manziel,
Texas Tech. You have Mahomes.
He is known for picking a great quarterback. That's why I think we get the quarterback. I think we don't. I think without a doubt.
Guess who we had after Baker Mayfield? Or he had Baker Mayfield after Mahomes. He had him at Texas Tech for 1 year.
Kyler Murray had Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? So I think we get the quarterback pick right. Cliff Kingsbury's in that locker room. I think that's why they bring him in, because he knows a good quarterback. He knows a good quarterback. But finish off what you were about to say.
Assuming you get the quarterback right, which I think you will, I think you could cause Dallas and maybe Philly some trouble.
Look, if they do the plan that I'm playing, we talked about it yesterday. We talked about it yesterday a little bit. If we make the trade for Justin Fields and we draft Marvin Harrison at 2, we could be talking about division winners in Washington. I'm sorry.
It's not
Terry
crazy
McLaurin.
Anyone listening to this, it's not crazy to say. It's really not.
It's doable because Justin Fields is not going doable for nothing but a third round pick. Nobody's trading no one. Nobody's trading no ones for Justin Fields. So it's a doable trade. It's a doable trade. You got your quarterback. You stay at 2. You add another friend from Ohio State in Marvin Harrison. You got Terry already there. Mac. Yeah, you already got Terry already there. And you got Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson in the backfield with Jahan Dotson in the slot. That's an offense, man.
That's a nasty team.
That's a disgusting team. Who knows what we do? Like I said, there's a great that maybe we do go Drake May. Don't want to, but I trust in Cliff Kingsbury to make the right decision and my coaching staff and my front office. We got to move. Everything's new.
That means what it comes down to. I think if you get Fields, because again, Chicago is quarterback hell. It's quarterback purgatory. If you want to be good, don't go to Chicago. That's no slight at Chicago. Other than 1985, they've never had a great quarterback. They also had Walter Payton, and so that helps. But for me though, if you get Fields or you get the right quarterback, you could honestly take Philly the distance. You really could. New York's not an issue. New York lost their running back. Their quarterback, don't get me started. They have no quarterback. And Dallas doesn't scare people. Dallas used to scare people. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys, as much as we love to clown,
I think last season
this is the God's honest truth. As much as we clown the Cowboys, we have to be fair though. They don't scare anybody anymore. They don't.
Not us. Not us, even though we've been getting beat. We've been getting beat. I ain't gonna puff my chest too. Like I said, wait and see. But I think last year with the Dallas Cowboys, last season with the Dallas Cowboys absolutely crushed them. They still in shock. It still look like they in shock. You ain't signing nobody. Who you signing? You haven't. I think they're still in shock by Green Bay coming in there and running them complete over.
Out of their own building.
Right, and have more playoff wins in their own building. Going a little bit off topic here. Going a little bit off topic here. Question of the day. We got a question of the day. What is something that you hate doing, but you got to do it anyway?
For me, I would say that's a good one. For me, doing schoolwork, because I know I have to get the good job I want, which is to work with you and do some sports stuff long term. So for me, that's my goal. Is I don't like doing schoolwork, but I know I have to get a good job.
Yeah, best for real. For me, like I said, that's a good question because I got it all over my head. Is it going to the gas pump, putting gas in my car? Is it paying taxes? It's a lot of things. That could be a lot of things. And for me, the number one thing is paying all this money to the government when we ain't getting nothing from it. We're not getting nothing from it. I'm not seeing anything new outside my window, but the same thing every day. But I'm giving you, some people owe taxes, and like that's the crazy part. But we can send trillions of dollars to Ukraine.
I don't mean to get political here, and I'm not going to get too political, but
yeah.
This is Biden's America. This is what you get when you vote Democrat. I'm not getting too into it. Nah. Yeah. But
I
want to ask you a question here. Russell Wilson signing. Where do we stand on that?
You move on from. They finally have done what I've been saying all this time. Moving on from Kenny.
And I want to put out there, we both predicted this, and we were correct. We said as much as people in Pittsburgh like the hometown kid, Kenny Pickett, we both predicted he's not the guy long term. It's no slight on him, but we both predicted he would not be the guy, and we were correct.
Exactly, and they move on from Deonte Johnson. Thought they would
They should have done.
try to figure out something with him, trying to keep him in the mix. But they get rid of him. They can get a wide receiver out of the draft. They can add from who did the Chargers just get rid of?
Mike Williams.
Right? You can get Mike Williams. You can add another wide receiver to that piece. Pickens is that dog. Sometimes he has that persona that Antonio. We know out of the Steelers in Pittsburgh, we know personas that can be made. We know the personas that can be made with, even though Tomlin's a great leader of men, we see Antonio Brown do his thing and get up out of there, try to get his money, and didn't get his money with the Raiders. We can go on and on about the Antonio Brown story. Then head over to Le'Veon Bell. We see what he did, and then he goes to the Jets, and he just gets mediocre. The reason why the running back group right now is so underpaid, and the contract is so weird. It's because of guys like Le'Veon, Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, because when they get their money, they get either injured or they don't have the production like they have had the 5 years they were on their rookie deal.
The only exception is CMC.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I said.
Because everyone thought when he got traded to the Niners, he was going to fall off because he's getting older. No, he got better.
Yeah, he got better because
look at
the Carolina Panthers. Just look at the Carolina Panthers. And I had something for you. Something crazy I seen online by the Carolina Panthers. Let's see if I can pull it up right here. Okay, boom. Back in November of 2022, the Rams offered the Panthers of 2 first-round picks and a 2nd-round pick for Brian Burns. Do you know what they just traded him for this year? A 39th overall pick, a fifth round pick, and that's it for Brian Burns to the Giants. You could have got 2 first-round picks. Yeah. You could have got 2 first-round picks and a 2nd-round pick for Brian Burns in 2022 to the Rams, but you didn't get any first this year from the Giants and a 5th-round pick.
You got an early 2nd-rounder. You got an early 2nd-rounder at best.
An early 2nd-round pick and a 5th-round pick for Brian Burns. That's the type of franchise we're talking about with the Carolina Panthers. So, of course, he got better with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan knows what to get out of his guys. We've seen it. We've seen it with Atlanta.
And this is another thing. Run behind Trent Williams is going to push people out of the way for you. It's Trent Williams.
Yeah. So back to Russ, Kenny Pickett. He might still be the backup. Who knows? Maybe he goes somewhere else. Russell there's definitely no competition. You don't bring in a $39 million quarterback, which they're not paying. He gets 1.2 from the Steelers, veteran minimum. Yeah, signs for a veteran minimum, 1-year deal. And Tomlin is tired of the talks of him just trying to go 8 and get a positive record. You know what I'm saying? That's them talks. And we seen Russell Wilson in the podcast with Brandon Marshall talk about he's trying to touch the trophy again. So at least those two were on the same page. Sean Payton came in. The thing is with the Broncos situation, the Broncos were horrible before Russell came. Do you think the front office changes when Russell Wilson comes? No, you get a great player, and then Sean Payton comes in. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he comes into the Broncos, the persona, you won a Super Bowl ring with the Seahawks, and you go into the Broncos, and everything falls apart. Sean Payton comes in, doesn't like you already, and then Chiefs game, they talk to you about cutting your money down from the injury guarantee. That's kind of crazy, and it was just time to move on for Russell Wilson. Hopefully, I think Russell Wilson is good leader, man. He's won it before. I think he can turn things around. I think he gets a new thing in Pittsburgh.
I'm a big Russ guy. I am. But age, Tom Brady is an exception. Age is undefeated. Father Time is undefeated. Do I think this is a bad move for him? No. Is it one that I saw coming? Yes. For the simple fact of what you and I had mentioned. No slight on Kenny Pickett. We've talked about this and we were correct. It's no slight. but we were right. We said Kenny Pickett. It seems like they don't trust him.
Yeah. And I don't think Kenny trusts himself. I mean, 26 touchdowns that Russell Wilson had last year is more than any quarterback they've had on their staff in the last 2 years. So,
not named Big Ben, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you kind of got to bring it, and you get the veteran minimum. So it gives you space to add players, it gives you space to do something else with Russell Wilson and the weapons around him and on defense.
They did, Patrick Queen.
And think about it. If Russell Wilson just gets the 26 touchdowns, the Steelers are 2 to 3 wins better than what they were last year. You know what I'm saying? With the defense, they can beat people by themselves. We've seen it. So Russell Wilson could come in and be that guy.
And the Patriots, the Steelers just signed Patrick Queen. Took him from Baltimore.
Boom, right there. And Lamar Jackson, you hear him. You're dead to me.
So I want to tell you, your team is bringing back. Commanders are bringing back Jamison Crowder on a 1-year deal.
He was a good player. Jamison Crowder did great for us at kick returner. So I think they come back. I think he comes back and he returns kicks again. I don't think he does anything else. I don't think he's going to get any chance at wide receiver. He was a great wide receiver throughout the times when he was with us back in 2000, I would say maybe 18, something like that. Great player, but kick returns, he did a great job. So I would take Jamison Crowder back 100%. That's a great signing. Your guys, you know what I'm saying? It's all free agency today. I see your guys got Leonard Floyd. How was that pickup for you?
I love that. Leonard Floyd and Eric Kendricks. We're getting all the linebackers. The guy that I really want back, you know this, but I don't think he's coming back, is Chase Young. I love me some Chase Young. I do. I don't think he's coming back.
I want to bring back Chase Young. Like, I think he was a leader in Washington.
You have the cap to afford it. We don't.
Yeah, you're right. The fan base, we love Chase Young. If we have enough space and we can bring back it, because we lost Montez, we lost Chase. We need some DNs. If we can bring back Chase, that would be a blessing to Washington. But moving on to a little bit, you know what I'm saying? We're going all over the sports. Some breaking news throughout the week that me and Vance hasn't. Yeah.
Okay. I live in Northeast Ohio. So I live in Browns country. I'm not a Browns fan. What are we doing right now, Browns fans? Jameis Winston, I thought, if I'm not mistaken, I thought Dashawn Watson was the guy. 230 fully guaranteed for 5 years. What are we doing? Jameis Winston, PJ Walker, still have Joe Flacco. What are we doing? You gave Dashawn Watson 230 fully guaranteed. What are we doing?
I don't understand why they don't re-sign Joe Flacco. But Joe Flacco is probably looking for more money. They probably want to pay Joe Flacco back up money. But where Joe Flacco's really he should be demanding at least $10 million, Joe Flacco, after what he did. So it's not a bad signing because Deshaun Watson is just injury prone as of lately. Since his allegations, we have not seen the same Deshaun. I mean, people were comparing him to Michael Jordan when he was with the Texans. Sensational player coming out of Clemson. And then after the allegations, it's been injuries, it's been field problems, it's just been decline. And you gave a man 200. That when you're desperate, you're desperate.
Fully guaranteed.
Yeah, man. You and he's not worth it, man. He's not worth that much. You just don't pay a guy that much money, and you're not Super Bowl ready. So I mean, they got a great team. Their team
they got
there.
Jerry Jeudy. They got Jerry Jeudy. That's a good.
Yeah, trade for Jerry Jeudy. You got Deshaun, Nick Chubb. Big injury for Nick Chubb. Who knows how he is?
Hopefully he's back.
Hopefully he's back. Who's a very best special player, but when you got injuries like he took, oh my, who knows how his career can end up. Kareem Hunt, who knows if he comes back on a little 1-year deal again. He held things down when Nick Chubb was gone. Deshaun Watson just has to stay on the field, and that's just point blank. Other than
I
that,
agree with you.
you got to try to
100%.
trade him. You got to try to trade him if he doesn't do it.
I agree with you 100%. The one other thing I wanted to ask you about was, where is it? So we mentioned the Panthers not being smart. Well, they just went out and traded for Deonte Johnson. Is Deonte worth it? From what Steelers fans have told me, no. But from what I've seen, I would make that trade. You got to get Bryce Young.
The Panthers need anything.
You got Adam Thielen. You have no running back. You got rid of your running back, actually. You just got Deonte Johnson. So you got receiver help. You got to get Bryce Young some help, and they're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, get some more people on that front line. I mean, I still don't see this team making the playoffs. I just don't think.
I'm not saying that.
I just don't think Deonte Johnson and Adam Thielen, or they're good. They're good number twos.
They're not bad.
Let's be real. They're good number twos. That's what Adam Thielen has been all his career up into the Panthers. He's been a great number two. Deonte Johnson,
obviously.
great. Deonte Johnson, great number two. But I just don't see a number one bona fide receiver that's going to say, yeah, you need a one. Yes, you got some great receivers. You're trying to do something for Bryce. I mean, God, you got to do something. Because what you just traded away Brian Burns for scraps. What are you adding with that? That's the thing. So who knows what happens with that situation? Bryce Young needs some more time in his career to get to a place where.
Now this is my. You and I both know this. They had the running back. They don't need more. They had the running back. They had the two receivers now. My thing with this is exactly what you said. They need O-line help through and through. They need O-line help. But the one thing with Carolina is you could not afford it any better. You need a one. You need your Deebo Samuels. You need your Justin Jeffersons. You need your Jamar Chase. You need those kind of guys.
Exactly. Exactly.
You need a one. You said it exactly. George, Adam Thielen, Deonte Johnson. They're not ones. They're both twos. Are they going to get a one? I don't know.
Who knows? But let's rank the signings from, I would say, best to worst. Top five signings, I would say I will give it to Dereck Henry going to the Ravens. I think that's my best signing. They need to get back to their ground game. They need to get back to that type of running game that they did. Second signing, I would, like we talked about, Saquon Barkley is a great addition to that Eagles team, even though you're really not adding anything else. You know what I'm saying? You had DeAndre Swift. He was a good running back. You add Saquon, yes, he gives you a better element, little bit of a better back, but your problem was secondary. So who knows what they do there? I see they just got Garner Johnson back. Seen that signing. That was a good signing for him.
CJ, don't talk. Hey, CJ, can I give you one tip, CJ? Do not talk crap to Deebo again. It didn't work well last time. Don't do it this time.
Yeah.
And then towards the game.
Third signing, I would say
Burns.
Brian Burns to the Giants is a great trade. It's not really a signing, but they did sign him for $150 million. So yeah, that's a signing. Brian Burns to the Giants, number 3 on my list for third best. Surprisingly, I would say it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of signings. I would say Russ to the Steelers is my fourth one. I think I like that. I like that play by the Steelers. You get a minimum quarterback, high ceiling for Russ. My fifth one, I will go, and this might be a surprise. I will go Joe Mixon to the Texans. I think that's a good signing for. I don't think that's a bad signing. No. Joe Mixon can get you touchdowns when you're in the red zone. So I think that's a great one from top to bottom. I'm
gonna go similar to you though. I'm gonna go Barkley 1, Barkley 1, Dereck Henry 2, 3, I'll go Brian Burns. 4, I actually like this more than most people do. Aaron Jones to the Vikings.
Yeah, that's
5.
That's a good one.
5, I'll go. Eric. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not going to Eric Henry. I'll go Jerry Jeudy the Browns because I feel like they needed a receiver and they got their guy.
Yeah, they got their guy.
The one thing I will say to you though is, do you think the Saquon is more the Giants messed up big time or Philly capitalized big time?
Let's go. If we're gonna talk about Saquon, let's go ahead and talk about Saquon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of a betrayal there. You don't go to a division rival. I don't think he has the love. When he comes into the Big Apple, there's going to be large amount of boos. I can already see it coming. They are not loving that move for him to go to the Eagles after you say all the time in press conferences, you want to be a New York Giant. You just want to be there. You love New York. You want to be in the Big Apple. But on the other side, the Giants just can't make the right moves. I mean, Vance, you go and pay a quarterback $180 million and Daniel Jones gets –
he's not the guy.
The thing is, you get one playoff win and all of a sudden you deserve a contract. I mean, my God. We've seen how bad he was before that.
You get one playoff win and you're Eli Manning.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You haven't won a playoff game in a long time, but man, you got to make the right move at some point. We knew Daniel Jones wasn't good. We knew he wasn't good. And then you go ahead and pay this man this money and you can't seem to pay your running back, who I don't think he really even signed for that much. I would have re-signed him for that. I don't know what the Giants' cap space is, but come on, bro. You could have kept Saquon. Move on. If it's me, I keep Saquon because even though he's had injuries, you keep him. Daniel Jones is what he is. You try to get these players and you try to make them be more than what they are. And Daniel Jones is just what he is. He is just not good. He's just not good. I don't think he's good.
You are what you are when people are around you. He had to probably one of the top running backs, and he still couldn't get it done. So what makes you think it'd be different anywhere else?
Yeah, man. I mean, the Eagles get their running back that they want. The Giants move on from a running.
The Eagles got scarier, basically.
Yeah. So. I don't think it's a bad signing for the Eagles. The Giants, who knows what the Giants are doing. It seems like you're keeping Daniel Jones. I don't know who your running back is. I think who did they just sign? I think they did sign a running back though. I forget who. Did they sign a running back or no?
Who?
I'm not sure. If they signed. They did sign a running back.
What team are we talking about?
Giants.
Yes, they did. Let me look here.
They signed some running back. I mean, but it wasn't no Saquon Barkley. I mean, coming out of Penn State, Saquon Barkley was a sensation, but injuries really prevailed. That it really just didn't.
They signed Devin Singletary.
Yeah, Devin Singletary's a good back, but I don't think he's a number one.
He's not Saquon.
He's not no number one back. I mean.
There's not many number one. There's not.
You might as well just That's the problem. You can't make y'all, and they can't make the right moves, Vance. They just can't make the right moves. I'm sorry. You have to bring, if you're going to sign Singletary, you have to bring back Saquon. There's no way you don't bring back Saquon. Sorry.
I agree.
For what he is. Who you got? Fight coming up soon. The greatest of all time against the YouTube sensation. Who you got, Vance? 57-year-old Mike Tyson against 27-year-old Jake Paul.
Assuming it's not rigged, Mike should kill him.
Mike should kill him?
That there's okay. I talked to my dad about this because my dad grew up my dad grew up in the 90s watching this guy, right? Grew up in the 80s and 90s watching this guy. Mike Tyson has known one thing his entire life, and that's beating the hell out of other people.
He has.
New York City. He went to jail. Straight to New York City, jail. 5-time champion. You name it. This dude has known nothing but punching other people in the face. And Mike Tyson has a quote. Everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the face. Jake Paul can 57. I don't care if he's 60. You don't want to step in a ring with that dude. We're talking about
Mike Tyson's just crazy when he gets in the ring.
Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson.
I saw a picture. He's very lean. He's very strong. That doesn't shock anyone. I don't care how old he is. We're talking about Mike Tyson. We're not talking about Jake Paul doesn't scare any human being. Evander Holyfield scares people. Lennox Lewis scares people. Ernie Shavers scares people. Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, those guys scare people. Jake Paul, if this is not
the most intimidating person to be in the ring.
My opinion.
I think he's the scariest opponent that we've ever seen in the ring with Mike Tyson.
Him or George Foreman, I think.
Yeah. My problem is, and I'm gonna go to the Jake Paul side of things.
If it's not rigged, round one knockout. It's
round one knockout. All right. So if
it's a true fight, Mike should get him.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah. For me, Jake Paul, it's kind of embarrassing for you to come out and call out a 57-year-old Mike Tyson. He's called out Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, these UFC old guys, Nate Diaz. You know what I'm saying? You're first in these old washed up guys. I mean, Mike. And then we seen with Tommy Fury, you go up against a real boxer, you lose. So I mean, it's a money stunt. Anything, I think it's just a money stunt. Tyson.
I get the age thing. I do. I get the age thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I get the age thing, but we're not talking about Tommy Fury. We're not talking about a scrub. We're talking about one of the greatest light heavyweight boxers to ever step in a squared circle, ever.
Yeah.
This dude is one of the most gnarly and scariest men to step foot in a squared circle. You don't just step foot in a ring with this guy. I read a quote the other day, and I want to read this to you. I have the quote saved in my phone. If Jake Paul signs a contract, he's not signing a contract. He's signing his death certificate.
Mike Tyson is that dog. And by videos, we see the power in Mike Tyson. He can still knock somebody clean out. Fast. Yeah. I mean, footwork, I don't know how his legs are doing. 57 years old is a lot of years, you know what I'm saying? And he's taken a lot of punishment in the ring, out of the ring. A lot of fights he didn't had before when he was young didn't count. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you was fighting just to fight. Whether it was no money or wasn't money there for it. So if it's not rigged, I'm going Mike Tyson. I do not care. I'm not going against Mike Tyson. That's just me. You don't go up against him in the ring. In the ring, he's a different animal. The last fight he had, I think it was against Roy Jones. And he didn't look that great. He didn't look that.
No, I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to be fair here. He looked better than Roy Jones. It was called a draw. He landed more punches. He won the fight. They called it a draw because they couldn't pick a clear winner. So, yeah, you're right. The fight, he didn't look great, but you're going against an actual fighter, a middleweight.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not fighting a real – I don't care what anyone says. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are not on the same level. They're just not.
You're right. Right.
I don't – like, Jake Paul is from Ohio. You think?
And these guys are going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. Does Mike Tyson need money? Who knows? What I do know is he's one of the baddest men to step foot in a boxing ring ever.
Exactly. And there's nothing that I can say different than what Vance just said. Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson and Jake Paul is just Jake Paul. Who knows what happens? It's like I said, everything is about money. The world revolves around money. So it could be a rigged thing. Who knows? Mike Tyson gets knocked out and Who knows? It's just it kind of works like that in this day and age. So anything is not real going up against one. Once money is involved, and who knows how it can pan out.
It changes a lot of things. Now, the one thing that I will say is maybe the Paul brothers are maybe they're doing it as publicity, because if you remember, Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather, and they called it a draw, but it wasn't a draw. Floyd beat the hell out of him. Maybe they want. I'm going to say this, and I don't care if it's not popular. Maybe they're wanting a death wish or something. Maybe they want to see the edge of death and then beat it, because you fought Floyd Mayweather. I've heard Logan Paul wants to fight Evander Holyfield. The same Evander Holyfield who beat Mike Tyson. The same Evander Holyfield, okay, who beat Mike Tyson. Let's be fair here. As much as we like Mike Tyson, and he's a bad man, he is. The older brother Logan wants to fight Evander, who beat Mike Tyson. I don't know if you want to step in a ring with him either.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to do this. Yeah.
That's a big fight. I'll be watching it. Everybody probably in the world will be watching it, and they're going to get their money.
Do you think
big things going on in free agency, baby?
Do you think, before we go, do you think it'll be rigged? Do you think I hope it's not. Do you think it will be rigged? I hope it's not.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, who knows? We're just the people watching. I'm just a person watching, and I see what I see. If Tyson loses, then that's what I see. You lose. I mean, if it's rigged, that means you known that you were going to lose. You know what I'm saying? So if you lost, you agreed to that. If Mike knocks him out
round one, Jake agreed to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you lose, you lose. You win, you win. That's all I'm seeing is a win or a loss. I'm going with Mike Tyson. Jake Paul, he might have a chance. It may some luck could happen. So who knows? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button for your boy Vance. With your guy Dino here. Stay tuned in to Lace 'em Up Sports Talk Show. Free agency coming up. NBA playoffs are on the way. We will be consistently on. I know we've been off a little bit here and there, trying to get my setup right. Y'all like it? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get everything right and square going on. So hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Keep tuning in to us, baby. I thank you. God bless, baby.
God bless y'all.